Pasta power. This is Rebooty and the Beast, a podcast in 2 parts. I'm N. Burke.
And I'm disgusted. And I'm Matt Molinaro. And in the first episode, we review an original piece of media. And in the later episodes, we discuss the reboots or the rebooty type content.
That's right. And we are in a little bit of a mini series doing a little, I guess, deep dive into the world of visual media related to Super Mario Brothers.
Dun, 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 dun.
I have a question. What was you played Super Mario kids like games as a kid, right?
Oh, yeah.
What was kind of like your first one? Was it the first one?
Yes, definitely. Super Mario Brothers 1. And I always had Mario, not Mario, by the way. So be prepared, listeners, to be hearing both.
Assaulted by the Jersey stylings of Matt Molinaro.
Oh my gosh. You know what's funny? I almost said the word assaulted as well, but I was trying to make it nice, Dorinda Medley. But yeah, get ready. Mario. Okay. There it is.
Mario.
And I lived around the corner from a kid named Mario my whole life, and I did not care for him. So it was a word that I heard a lot.
That's funny.
I mean, I'm Italian, and I live in an Italian neighborhood, so hello.
Sure, yeah. That makes sense.
But yeah, I played the very first Mario game on Nintendo on NES. We were definitely my older brother was and is a huge gamer by his own, I think, admission.
Description.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And he collects vintage video games and does that sort of thing, goes to the markets and stuff and looks for specific things and whatever. And he's been that way our whole life. So no, I don't know how he would do it, but he always had we were not wealthy, but he always had the video game that was out, the newest one, the newest console. Any game we had, we always had the strategy guide.
Oh, yeah.
And one person would play while the other person was the quote-unquote navigator, a.k.a. me.
Right. Not getting to play, but getting to hold on to the Nintendo Power copy.
Yes, and then say, okay, do this. Until your older brother's just give me the manual so I can look myself.
Yeah.
But, yes, I played all the Mario games. I'm very much a Nintendo more kid as far as video games go than any of the other systems. As much as I love, role-playing games and things of that nature, I'm always a default Nintendo head.
Thank you. I was going to call you a Nintendo head, but you beat me to it.
What about you? All the Nintendo stuff in Mario.
Yeah, same here. So we definitely had the original Mario, and we also... I obviously played the original Mario. I have much more memory of playing Mario 2. I think, I think I was a little older when Mario 2 came out, obviously. And so it was also just a more accessible game because it was more forgiving. And so being a pretty young child, I was probably 6 or 7, it was much easier to play Mario 2 than it was to play Mario 1. And totally. You also got to play as a princess. So
Thank you. You took the words out of my mouth. As soon as you finished, I was going to say, let's not forget Mario 2 is where you got to play the girl.
Yes, exactly.
Hello. And I also love anything with more than one character anyway. So even if they didn't play the princess, which would have been disgusting, I still would have been ooh, you get to play the other ones. So, and it was just a totally different game. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, Mario 2 is the one that was the total ripoff of the Japanese game. Or was it Mario 1?
No, it was Mario 2, was based on a game called Doki Doki Panic and was kind of re-sprited for Mario.
Yeah.
As I recall.
Which, let me tell you, I know that's a terrible thing to do, but I love Mario 2. And Mario 3 obviously is a classic and,
Yeah, for sure.
We still are playing the Mario games. There's that Mario game where you can play the cat.
Bowser's Fury.
Is that what it's called?
It's something like Mario plus Bowser's Fury, yeah.
Something, right? And then there's a sequel. They didn't do a sequel, but they just did an upgrade to that game with the Switch 2.
Oh, yeah.
With more levels. So literally we saw that a few days ago, so we're still interested in the Mario games, obviously. And as many of you who are listening know, the new Mario Brothers movie is out now?
Yes, that's why we're doing this series now.
Yeah, so that's where we'll end up in several weeks. But yeah, we're both into Mario in some way, yeah?
I would say definitely. It's so interesting. Okay, well, first of all, my next question is, did you ever watch this show?
I don't know. I don't I don't think so. I've definitely seen it before now that I've seen it.
Okay.
Before watching it for this, I would have said I'm not sure. Now that I've seen it, I've definitely seen media from this in some way. I have memories. I just don't know if they're from like being a kid or being like a teenager, early 20s, finding wild media from the 80s.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. I definitely watched this as a kid. I don't think I watched it religiously, but I have a lot of memory specifically of like the intro theme song, and so I know that I saw episodes of this as a kid, and could kind of picture it pretty quickly when we started watching it.
Yeah, and I remember watching shows just like this and other Mario type shows growing up because I think they made a million. But I loved show. I love it. Okay, wait. I like shows like this. A lot. I love shows like this a lot. Like those like old school 70s through 90s Friday after school to Saturday morning cartoon vibes.
Yeah.
That's what this gives me. This gives me like after school, doing your homework, not caring too much about what's on the screen.
Yes, as you shouldn't.
Like those Disney cartoons, like the Aladdin cartoon, or the,
Oh, yeah. Oh, my gosh. We never thought to do the Aladdin cartoon when we did our little Aladdin episode.
That's true. I'm sure they'll do something else Aladdin related at some point. And there are other Aladdin things. And listen, we're going to be looking for media at some point. Well, we could venture into the world of Disney direct-to-DVD or Disney TV shows.
God,
that's a wild world.
You know what just hit me is I'm sure there's so many terrible like made for TV like computer animated Barbie movies, and we could do that and the actual Barbie movie.
Oh my gosh, that would be really good. And and here's another idea for the show that I really want to do, and you have to just bear with me through it.
Okay.
Because you're gonna hate at least half of it.
I can't wait.
There are these movies, and I'm sure you've heard of this, and if you haven't, you have to look this up. There are these movie companies, usually in other countries, I think the main ones are in India, where they will try to market a movie, like an animated movie based on like a very popular Disney movie.
Okay.
And they'll have a similar name of some type, and similar character looking things. All their marketing material will have like the same font and stuff, and they'll get sued and all of this stuff, but they'll just try to make as much money off of it as they can.
Okay.
Have you ever heard of these?
No.
There's a lot. I've seen one of them in real life. And
it's like they take the art for a Disney movie and then like reanimate it cheaply or crappily and make it its own new movie or something?
Sometimes. So I'll give you an example. The movie that I'm thinking of, and there's many versions, is called, Brave, obviously.
Yeah, the one with Merida?
Yeah, so there's Brave, okay. And you know what she looks like, red hair, the kind of vibe.
Yeah.
A movie exists called Kiera the Brave.
Okay.
The cover artwork has a CGI girl in a green dress with red hair.
Okay.
Castle in the background, and the word Brave is really big because they want people to be like, oh, this is Brave related, and buy it. And actually, This movie, some of them will try to have a similar plot. This movie was already an existing movie in India called Super K.
Okay.
The character that has red hair is in it for like 5 minutes at the end, I think. And it has nothing to do with the storyline of Brave, and it is so bad. One of the worst movies I've ever had the witness and experience of. And so there are a lot of these types of things, and I think at one point we should do one of them.
Okay, all right, we can do it. It's our little knockoff mini-series.
Yes, if we ever do a movie that I think we're already doing, and I think it has one of those, I'm going to try to find it.
Okay, all right. That's
anyway,
so funny. Well, back to Super Mario Brothers Super Show.
Well, listen, we were talking about knockoffs because Mario 2. Hello.
True. So this show for sure, based on like the characters that are included and the fact that Princess and Toad are there, is clearly mostly modeled on Mario 2 from what I can see.
Yeah, because I'm thinking this came out in 1989. So the show is full title is Super Mario Brothers Super Show. 1989. It had 65 episodes, and they all aired in that year.
It all aired in a 3-month span.
Wild.
I
Okay?
know.
And I'm wondering what game was out at that point, 1989?
I think it would have just been Mario 2.
Mario 2?
Yeah, because I think Mario 3 came out in like 92 or something like that.
I'm looking now. Mario Brothers 2. Super Mario Brothers came out in 1989 or 1986, 1985-ish. Super Mario Brothers 2, 1988. Yeah, you're right. 3 came out in 1988 as well, or 1989 on the arcade. So 3 was probably still in the making I'm guessing when this was animated, right?
Yeah, I would think so.
Based on
so
the
Mario
colors and stuff,
Brothers
'cause-
was 86.
I mean, there were,
89.
I looked up the, obviously the cast and stuff, but there's not really any major people of note
No,
in the
like
regular
there's
cast.
there's two people who, one of them was a pro wrestler and the other was an actor from a few things I've never seen. Neither of them seemed like big names to me.
I recognized, so it's Lou Albano as Mario, and Danny Wells as Luigi in both
Yes.
live action and animated, because yes, spoiler alert, there's both for some reason.
Ugh.
And Lou Albano is the wrestler. I recognized him. He was like a pirate or something, or a sailor. He had some kind of thing when he was a wrestler. That was like his thing. We were into wrestling when we were growing up.
Yeah.
And I looked it up because this is the thing I have to say about the actors that are playing Mario and Luigi.
Mm-hmm.
This came out in 1989, so at the time, Lou Albano was 56 years old,
Okay.
playing Mario, and Danny Wells was 48 years old, playing Luigi.
Seems a little old for Mario and Luigi.
I'd say so.
Also, I had completely forgotten about the live action kind of like bookends to every episode. That was like oh god. I think I had suppressed the memories of it because it's really awful and cringy to watch the live. I mean, it's cringy and awful to watch all of it, but the live action parts are especially terrible.
I don't even know if I can describe the expression on my face. But do you want the summary from IMDb about the series at large?
Yes.
All right, and we watched 2 episodes, so we'll be doing the first and the second. The summary of the series is the Mario Brothers, I even said it right for you,
Thank you.
Princess Toadstool and Toad go on various adventures while battling the evil King Koopa.
I have a question.
I think it's the same thing I was just about to ask, so I can't wait to hear it.
Okay, it's probably not. Is Mario in a pronunciation influenced by Italian, or is it just a general East Coast thing?
I don't know, because, I know a lot of people on the East Coast who also say Mario.
Okay.
But I'm not the
Interesting.
only one saying Mario out there.
Yeah. Really quickly, are you watching Rhode Island?
For every episode for the rest of my life.
I'm also watching it. It's giving me a little bit of Jersey vibes, but at least there's not the dark family stuff happening. And I just have to say, those women have the combined IQ of a box of hair.
I refuse to comment on that. All I'll say is Alicia is everything I wanted and more on my television at all times.
I still haven't learned all their names. Which one is Alicia?
She's the one who she has kind of like the Teresa voice a little bit.
Okay.
She has like brownish, blondish hair of the
They
brown.
all
She's
have
one of the
brown
lighter of the
hair.
brown hairs.
Okay.
She has the long gloves in her talking head.
What's her like thing? Is she the coffee shop girl? Is she the
No. Okay, so she's the one who I feel like is friends with a lot of them. She's kind of ditzy, and she hit someone with her car. She ran over a lady. Ran over a woman, I
Okay.
think was her.
That's all you needed to say.
I
And the
forgot. I
producer's
should have just remembered
"What
that
do you-
detail. I ran over a
what do you-
woman.
What do you mean you ran over a woman? Yeah, I ran over a woman with my car.
And she's like, oh.
Anyway, okay, I'm
anyway.
sorry.
Yeah.
Back to Mario.
Okay.
So
That was not the
okay,
question I
so-
thought you were going to ask. I thought you were going to ask if King Koopa was just early Bowser, which I had to look up because for a second I was like, wait, did they scrap King Koopa and make a Bowser, or did they just eventually evolve him into Bowser? But
he just evolved, right?
yeah. Same way Princess Toadstool is Peach later on.
Yes. Yeah.
But anyway, we're still in King Koopa, Princess Toadstool days, and they looked very different.
Very different, yes. Also, okay, so we get this episode opens with like a little bookend of the live actors with like the headline "Neatness Counts," and they just keep saying like, "Remember, neatness counts." And I was like, are they doing some sort of like Sesame Street messaging in every episode?
Right.
But they don't. They don't in the second one, so I don't know what this is about.
I was like, is this I thought was this some sort of like Saturday morning cartoon segment about positive things to be doing. Like every
Yes.
episode was going to have a theme. I mean, they definitely had a theme every episode, well, on the episodes that we watched, but I just was thinking, what's going on? And why are they so old?
Why are they so old, and why are they I mean, again, one was a professional wrestler, which I guess has some acting elements to it because it's not real, but neither of them are good actors, and they don't have good material, so it's very cringy to watch.
Yeah. They're dressed
Also-
like, okay, they're wearing huge false mustaches. They are dressed like Mario and Luigi in the way that a person. Do you know when you go to the store for Halloween costumes and it says like on the bag, it'll say like
Red Plumber or Green Plumber Brother
Yes.
or something like that?
yes,
Yeah.
exactly. It's like the most generic. If it weren't for like the colors of their clothes, they could be literally anybody. The area that they're choosing to live in this like segment is like this broken down looking set that you'd expect it to be on like Zoom or like, was that a thing for you growing up, Zoom?
No, I was thinking about Zoom, the video conferencing technology.
Oh my god, no. Zoom was like a kid's put together TV show on PBS.
Oh.
That's the vibe I get. A kid's put together TV show on PBS.
Okay, well, listen, I'm going to reveal a piece of trivia now, which I don't have too many for this anyway, but apparently oftentimes they just told these two actors to just like improvise their lines for these live action segments. So they were just kind of nonsense most of the time, it sounds like.
Okay, that makes sense now. My guess is that they thought, okay, I think they thought we're gonna do a neatness counts type message every episode. They did it for the first episode and said, yeah, can't think of anything else. Let's just do something else.
Yes.
It's
So-
very strange, and we soon get. There's really no concept here. It's just two old guys living together. It's like Tom Sandoval and Tom Schwartz in 15 years, and they are like messy guys who they really lean into being Italian.
Yes, in the most, I'm sure, like reductive ways possible, because they're like, you've got some spaghetti on your overalls. Well, you've got a spaghetti sauce stain on your overalls, as per usual. And yeah,
like
there's a lot of
food.
pasta talk in this and the animated segments.
Lots of pasta, lots of pizza. A lot. I mean,
Yes.
they use pizza and pasta as like holy rigatoni type stuff. It's very strange because you never see any ounce of this in any Mario content you've ever played in your life.
No, the whole Mario being Italian thing is really absent from the games.
Just his voice
Generally.
later on.
Yeah, wahoo.
And they kind of like leaned into that later on, I feel like. Probably
Yeah,
based on
for
the
sure.
cartoons, I'm almost guessing.
Maybe.
But maybe they were always from Brooklyn, and Brooklyn is where a lot of Italian folks emigrated. I don't really know, but it's really a lot. And then they have a guest star come on.
Nicole Eggert, who I have no idea who that woman is. I looked her up and she was on like As the World. No, she was on like Charles in Charge.
She was in
or
Charles in
something like
Charge.
that. Okay.
Did you watch Charles in Charge?
I did, but I have. It was mainly about Alyssa Milano and the man
Scott Baio.
Scott Baio. Thank you. That was the one with Alyssa Milano, right?
No, she was Who's the Boss?
Oh, okay.
With Tony
I'm confusing
Danza.
them. Okay.
Also, I felt the same way. Okay, number one, I felt the same way about Tony Danza as I felt about Scott Baio at that time, which was you are
Yes, please.
delicious. And number two, I watched both of those shows because my best friend my whole life was Nick at Night and TV Land. Ever. And when I saw her pop on, I was like, okay, I know this woman from things, and I know who she is, like from I know the name, I've seen her face, but I was like, what was she in that was so big around this time? And at the time, she had done Charles in Charge like a year before this had ended, the series with it, and was just hosting the Kids' Choice Awards that year.
Yeah.
Nickelodeon. Which actually, now that I think about it, makes sense for what her whole bit is on this. Now that I know what she was doing that year. Because it was very Nickelodeon Kids' Choice. Her whole thing is humiliate me with prop comedy and gross out humor.
Yeah, that's the entire thing. She gets like sprayed in the face by a sink. She gets smoked out by a furnace. She gets garbage dumped on her.
Cake rubbed on her.
Yeah, she steps in a cake and then sits on a pizza.
Yeah, we're spoiling it here, but it's okay. There's not much to say here. It's she comes in and they're like neatness counts, and they say a bunch of things that mean nothing. They say also the whole bit about them in this episode and the next episode, the whole live action thing, is that they're actually very incompetent plumbers. They're very bad at their job.
Yes.
And they're like slob-like they live in filth and they don't want to do anything.
Correct.
This is the heroes.
It's very weird. Yeah, exactly. Also, I do have to say, just when Nicole Eggert gets sprayed in the face by the sink, all I could think about was when they tried to murder Katy Perry at the Kids' Choice Awards with the slime.
I do not remember this, so I need to see it later.
Matt, they straight up fire hose slime straight into Katy Perry's face, and it's one of my favorite. I don't like Katy Perry. It's one of my favorite things that exists on the internet. Listeners, if you have, just Google Katy Perry VMA or Katy Perry Kids' Choice Awards or Nickelodeon Awards slime. They make her open a box and then like high pressure hose slime straight up her nose. And she probably has like permanent lung damage. It literally knocks her off her feet. It is tears running down my face funny.
She just makes me so uncomfortable.
Yeah.
She just can't get it right. She can't quite get it right, and it doesn't entirely even make sense why she makes the choices she makes. Anyway, speaking of musical choices, we now cut to the cartoon part of the episode.
Well, okay, so we had a theme song, and now it's time for theme song number 2, which the minute theme song number 2 started, I was like, oh, I see. We have no content, and we're just padding this with nonsense. Got it.
Nonsense. Because the first theme song that N mentioned at the beginning at the top, which is like a split between the cartoon and the real ones, which is literally just the cartoon, and then they cut in randomly, like you would see on like public access TV, like cutouts of the octogenarians dancing in overalls.
And rapping. Yeah, don't forget the rapping.
Rapping. And then this opening is a cartoon opening, at least, but it's also rapping.
Yes.
Why? Why was there so much rapping?
And why was there so much theme songs? Why was there 2 of them?
Why?
Anyway, so this portion of the episode is called The Bird. And it kind of starts with like a little bit of a narration of Mario saying like, we rescued Princess Toadstool from King Koopa and now we're in the Iceland. And so they're in like this snowy area where poor Toad, like Princess Toadstool is just on a sled that is being pulled by Toad. And Mario and Luigi are walking. And I was like, get on your own damn feet, Princess. Jesus.
I know, right? I do like that Toad already has his insane voice.
Yes, true.
That was a nice surprise. I was like, did they give him his crazy...
As much as they could.
Yeah, but they all look a little different than we see them now, I would say.
Yes. Princess is definitely... She's got kind of more red hair than blonde hair, and Toad looks a little less human and more vegetable-y, and Mario and Luigi kind of look the same.
Yeah, they kind of keep their main thing, but the next character we see is very different from what we see in the Mario world.
Yes, because Birdo starts flying in and kidnaps Toad. And excuse me, but I'm pretty sure like every single piece of media about Birdo describes her as a flightless bird.
Yeah, I don't remember Birdo having... First of all, I don't remember Birdo having wings that they keep showing Birdo having in their, like, netting of their armpit.
Yeah, I don't think so.
And I do not remember Birdo flying, ever.
No.
No. And Birdo is
Yeah.
nuts in this. Birdo is like an older woman who has a bad prescription for her glasses in this.
Yeah, she like can't see and has mistaken Toad for her baby Cheepy, who has gone missing.
Cheapy.
It was right around this time when I said, I made a note to myself, are kids' cartoons just colors and noises?
I think some of them are.
Because, I mean, we watched Beetlejuice and it wasn't amazing, but at least it had like a story. This one was just characters moving. I mean, Toad gets kidnapped, but other than that, it's just like things moving around on screen and noises. And I was like, is that all cartoons are?
I don't think that's all cartoons are. I think that's all this cartoon and some of these
Certainly.
lazy ones are.
Yes. So they decide they have to go rescue Toad from the top of the mountain where Birdo has flown him to. And they have to leap across a chasm that has opened. And they have this little mantra that they say to themselves. Pasta power.
Wait.
Oh, sorry.
I mean, it's what you do in every Mario game, man. When you need to jump higher,
power.
you get pasta power. What are you talking about? That's every Mario game. You go get the pasta and you get the power.
Thank you. I had forgotten that critical piece of lore about Mario.
What are they doing? Pasta power.
I don't know.
And I thought it was a one-time thing, which I was very disappointed to find out that this is just like a running theme. Is it their like Care Bear stare?
It's gotta be. That's the only thing I can think of.
Pasta power, and only they have it, but they inspire others with the magic of pasta power, which, by the way, does not do anything besides give them courage?
Courage? Yeah.
And Birdo never spits an egg out of her mouth.
No, not once. She drools a lot. She's very drooly in this episode.
Weird. That was another weird thing.
Yeah, it was not comfortable to watch the way Birdo looked and have her drooling. I'm not going to say what she looked like, but if you watch it and you are an adult, you might make some comparisons to some things.
Yeah. Yes.
So then we get a cut to, speaking of things that are deeply uncomfortable, we get a cut to King Koopa, who is, Bowser. He looks weird. He looks a lot more like Wart, the final boss from Mario 2, than he does Bowser early on.
Yes.
And he's being talked to by the Flurries, which are little snow creatures from Mario 2. And
what are
they're
they called?
like flurries.
I didn't
like
remember them from the game. Thank you for that, because I want to look them up now.
Yeah, they were in the ice world and they kind of like skated along. They just sort of looked like little white blobs.
I need to see an image now, so if you hear me typing, I'm sorry. Because I was like,
Okay.
What Mario? Oh, they look like little snowmen.
Yeah.
Okay, yes, I recognize these two. Because I was like, are those from the game?
And then they're like giving him a report and they're kind of like sucking up to him. And he says, if I want my feet licked, I'll tell you I want my feet licked. And then there's like a 3-beat pause. And then he goes, I want my feet licked. And then they start licking his feet. And all I could think about was that not Nickelodeon documentary about the pedophiles.
Oh my god, right? And then later on we see Nicole Egger getting smashed with cake.
Yeah.
And I thought
was
about
like,
it again.
Oh, okay. I don't know about this. This makes me uncomfortable.
It was weird.
It was very weird. And then he calls in an air raid and albatrosses drop bombs on Mario and Luigi and it causes an avalanche.
Mm-hmm. I thought that was kind of clever. I was like, oh, what are they doing? That was an interesting twist, but didn't really go anywhere.
No,
I mean,
they
it's a
kind of
Pittsburgh
get snowed into this room, this building that they jump out of the avalanche, out of the way of the avalanche.
Found a little door as they were escaping the falling snow, and they went into it, and now they're like stuck in this cave. But Peach recognizes there's a fire flower in there.
Well, hold on. Before that, she says, "We're trapped. Now, how do we save Toad?" And all I could think about was, whenever I see that, I just think about Reese Witherspoon and saying how, like, in every movie, you'll see the woman character eventually ask, like, now what do we do?
Mm-hmm.
And now I can't not see that. So whenever I see it, I'm like, yep, there it is.
Yeah, that's very accurate.
And also, my first thought when she was like, now how do we save, we're trapped. She says, we're trapped. Now how do we save Toad? And I was like, lady, you've just been snowed into a cave. You need to worry about exposure and starvation before you worry about your friend, because you're going to die in this cave.
Yeah, you're going to die. There's not any air. You got two idiots in here.
But magically, coincidentally, there is a fire flower, which will give Mario his special fire power.
It'll turn him into a Super Mario.
Oh, thank you. I forgot about that line. You'll become a Super Mario.
What? Is that how they view it? Like when we're playing Super Mario Brothers, he's not a Super Mario until he has a power?
Well, maybe in the original Mario, he's Mario, and then when he gets the mushroom and becomes bigger Mario, he's Super Mario.
Well, let me tell you, he was always the bigger Mario.
All right. So they do their pasta power chant again.
Oh my god, again, that's right. At this point, I wrote down, stop trying to make pasta power happen.
Yes. So they get out with his firepower. We cut back to Bowser, who is, I don't remember what he says, but I just have the note, $200 for a pepperoni cheesecake.
Thank you. I have it written down here, pepperoni cheesecake.
What
the hell are we doing? I think it was Mario or Luigi who said that they wished they had a pepperoni cheesecake right now.
Oh, maybe.
At some point, because why? But I wrote down that as well. I love that we both wrote down the same note.
I mean, it's just weird. I think they were just like, well, let's throw some vaguely Italian things in here again.
Pepperoni cheesecake. Yeah, as they're leaving, it's because as they're leaving their like little area, they're like venturing up, and he says that as they come across the baby Cheepy in an ice cube.
Yeah, which they melt the ice with the firepower.
And then this annoying ass starts cheeping, asking for his mom.
Cheepy want mommy. It says like 15 times, and that I almost picked that as my opening quote. But okay. Speaking of horrifying things, so at this point, Birdo has decided to give Toad, who she thinks is her baby, flying lessons. So she's flying him through the air and then just drops him. Mm-hmm. And Toad, at this point, earlier on, he says to her, I am a mushroom. Mm-hmm. And at this point, he's falling through the air and he takes off the mushroom cap, which is apparently a hat, and uses it as a parachute. But the way his head looks when they take that mushroom cap off of his head is horrifying. He looks like one of those shrunken head things from Beetlejuice.
Yes, it doesn't fit right. He almost looks like Caillou a little bit. And why? Again, yeah. Why is he removing half of his head?
You're right.
Number one, and B. When it does become a parachute, it grows to 3 times the size of Elphaba's cape during Defying Gravity.
Yes.
And there's no talk of it. It goes immediately back to size and pops on his head.
Right.
I want that in the game.
And then, speaking of defying gravity, at this point we get a shot of the Flurries chasing them, but the Flurries are skiing uphill. Mm-hmm. I don't think that's how skiing works.
I do not think so either.
Also, then they're surrounded, they get bombed, and it takes away Mario's firepower. And then Luigi says, okay, so they are surrounded, and Luigi says, it's too late, princess. They've got us surrendered. And I was like, I think you mean surrounded, but you clearly misspoke, and you just left the dialogue as is.
Well, they also make Luigi dumb in this.
Which is the reverse of their live action counterparts.
Right.
Super weird. Okay, Toad bombs them with vegetables from the sky thanks to Birdo, and that saves the day. And
which was like never clear why. Like randomly what saves the day is Birdo helping Toad drop turnips. But when did Birdo and him start working together? When did they meet again? Why can Birdo see now?
Right.
Turnips. But anyway, they help them with turnips, and then they're like, okay, King Koopa will be back though, so we have to be careful.
And then we just cut back to the real world.
Not before they have dinner.
Oh, right.
The end of the episode, the big climax is they have dinner, and what do Birdos eat?
Worms, right?
Worms.
Yeah.
Why? Why is Birdo eating a worm?
I guess because she's a bird?
No. She's not a canary. But yes, now we go back to the live action because you did not escape it.
No, and that's when we get Nicole Eggert and all her weird cake fart video stuff.
Exactly. And stepping, slime. She's wearing cool Reeboks in the scene. That was kind of a throwback.
Yeah.
It felt very like you can't do that on television.
And then it just kind of ends, but not before they give you a commercial for the Legend of Zelda animated cartoon.
Oh my god, that looked wild.
Have you never seen it?
I don't know. I think I have. I don't, not in any significant way.
I did watch some of it, but it's kind of, for those of us who are Zelda heads like myself, the cartoon is one of those pieces of media that is constantly referenced and like made fun of because it's terrible. And Link in the cartoon is has like a mall rat sort of like energy, because he has this line that's, "It will excuse me, princess," that he says over and over, and it's just atrocious.
It seemed really weird just from the little commercial they show, because he's like a ninja in the commercial.
Yes.
And he has like a Michael J. Fox kind of voice.
Yes.
And Princess Zelda looked like she was straight out of American Gladiators.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
But we see a commercial for it. And then we go back again to the people.
Wait, for episode 2?
No, it didn't end there, Anne.
Oh my god. See, once the Legend of Zelda thing started, I just assumed that was the end. So I must have missed something. What did I miss?
There's more. You go back after that little cutscene for about like a few more minutes, and you find out the conclusion of the Nicole Eggert loop, which is she's a mess. They're still rubbing cake on her, I think. Maybe you didn't see the rubbing cake. At this point, they're rubbing cake on her.
Okay, that is not acceptable, but continue.
Yeah, they're rubbing it on her arms. She's rubbing it on her like face, hair, and body. And she goes, "It's okay, guys. Don't worry." They're like, "Well, why? You said you were going to a party." And she's like, "But I'm going to a sloppy party. The rules of the party are you have to be as sloppy as possible, so you save me a trip." And they're like, "Really?" And she's like, "Yeah." And then they continue to rub the cake on her.
What the fuck?
Then we get another song.
No.
The ending theme song, which is the credits over like a cartoon, but with like the kind of like they do in the opening with the cutout man dancing around.
Uh-huh.
To a song called Do the Mario.
Oh god, I remember Do the Mario.
Do the Mario. Let me tell you what the dance moves to Do the Mario are. I didn't write down all the lyrics to the song, but it just repeats and repeats over again. And these are the only instructed dance lyrics in the Do the Mario song. Are you ready?
Yes.
Step 1, swing your arms from side to side.
Okay.
Then there's some other things. Do the Mario, do the Mario. Step 2, take one step and then again.
Okay.
Do the Mario, Mario. That's it. That's the rules. So I might be doing the Mario when I'm walking.
That's what it sounds like. That's all I can picture.
It's certainly not what the cutout of him is doing.
My god.
But
wow.
Just a spoiler alert, it happens at the end of the next episode too. So I'll tell you what happened after the Legend of Zelda scene next time.
Thank you. Okay. I think since I think let's just talk about our favorite moments from the second episode, which was called
Butch Mario and the Luigi Kid.
Butch Mario and the Luigi Kid. So this
with
time
the live
they're in,
action,
like, the West,
all steamed up.
All steamed up, which was them fixing a steam machine, and then another wrestler who is his character is Sergeant Slaughter, is the guest.
That's
and,
his wrestling name too, I think.
Yeah. And that's his steam machine that they're fixing, and
Which
he like comes
makes no
in.
sense.
Yeah.
We don't know why he has a steam machine. Why are they fixing it? They're plumbers, and
Right.
it's just a big box that Mario goes in for some reason because he thinks it's broken, or they really got to make sure it's good.
Yes.
This one has way less content, so that was way easier. We just watch them bumble around the steam machine, and then Sergeant Slaughter comes in and screams in Luigi's face, who does really bad physical comedy before we cut to the cartoon and 5,000 songs like before.
Yes. So this time they're in the desert world, and this time Bowser has kidnapped Princess, and they're hiding her in like a mine. And I would say
there mines in Mario games?
Not that I can think of.
Me
no.
neither. But anyway.
So in this one, we get one of the characters from Mario 2, who is Mauser, but in this time he's Sheriff Mauser because it's the desert world.
And we get those little spiny cactus guys.
Yes.
Which I love them in their current iteration.
Yes. Sheriff Mauser has a German accent, which I was not expecting.
Oh, I didn't get it as German. I got it as like French or something.
I think it was supposed to be German. It was not a great accent, whatever it was, but I'm pretty sure it was German. Yes.
It was Dorit.
That's correct. Yeah, it was German by the way of Dorit. I liked seeing Shy Guys. I liked seeing the ostriches. That
I
was
loved
fun.
the Shy Guys and Ostriches too. I'm glad you mentioned that. The design on the Shy Guys I thought was great.
Agreed.
I love their like faces and how they used to look in like the old pixelated games, you know?
Totally.
That bird Shy Guy they showed, was that a character from the game?
I kind of think he was. Yeah, I think he's in Mario 2, actually.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious. I'm gonna look it up. I don't even know what to call it. It looks like a Shy Guy mixed with a bird. Oh, Tweeter.
Yeah, he's in the first world of Mario 2. Actually, he like kind of bounces as he moves along.
Oh, okay.
I would say the second episode had even less of a plot than the first episode. Would you agree with that?
Oh, yeah. The second episode felt like way more Mario stuff was in it. Like, the enemies, the character, Mouser, King Koopa was more featured than, like, just the first one. Toad doesn't take his head off.
Correct.
It's the general plot, like, save the princess. You know, that felt like the vibe, although she had nothing to do but be sassy and a mine.
Yes.
Her lip shine, though, did you notice every time they closed up on her? Whoever did her artwork in this put a little makeup on her.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, you know, they were like, she's fierce.
Work, yes. Let's see. Okay, so at one point, they're being Indiana Jones. A boulder is rolling after them, and they're running away on their ostriches. And they're running towards this little western town. And again, this giant boulder is behind them, catching up on them. And they see a sign for free Italian food, and they're like, "Let's eat!" And then like pull over to get some free Italian food. And I was like, "You are running away from a life and death situation right now, you know."
But you know us Italians.
Can't stop eating that free Italian food.
Pasta. Hey. Forget about it. Your family here.
When you're here, you're Mario. So at some point, Mouser ends up at a bar and says, "Give me a shot of low fat," which I was like, so we're just pretending alcohol doesn't exist and he's at a bar getting milk?
He's a mouse.
Do mice like milk?
Well, they don't. Do they drink beer?
Great question. Anthropomorphic mice, maybe.
Anthropomorphic German by way of Dorit mice love beer.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Also, okay. I thought this was dumb in this episode as well because, like you said, so they're in the pub or whatever, or the saloon. They have a shootout with fire dragons.
They're like holding little snakes that seem to shoot fire.
Which was strange.
I think I remember those snakes from the desert world of Mario, but I don't remember them spitting fire. Maybe they do.
Maybe, but they have those. And then eventually they get trapped in the same mine as the princess. Like they run there to save her, but they end up getting trapped in the same mine. They're in the bottom.
Yes.
And they have like these pipes all around them. And I thought, oh, they're going to do like a Mario pipe thing. Like, obviously, they're going to like go through the pipe. No.
Kind of. Not really.
Missed opportunity.
Yeah.
Instead, they use not pasta power, but
plumbing power.
You know, my favorite thing in Mario is when you fall in a hole, but then
you're
able to use plumbing power with your wrench.
Correct, yes, and shoot up a big funnel of water up to knock the bad guys away and also escape.
That's the secret in like Mario 1. When me and my brother used to play video games and it was his turn. When there were turn-based games that didn't really have a guide, we would take turns, obviously. And in those old games, it was like player 1 would go until they died, and then player 2 would go until they died, and vice versa until someone ran out of lives.
Yeah.
Whenever it was my turn, my brother, when he would get tired of watching me, because he was older, and I was very, 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 very gullible, he would say, as I passed an area, "Oh, darn." And I'd be like, "What?" And he'd be like, "No, nothing. It's just I missed something when I went through." And I'd be like, "What?" And he'd be like, "Well, there's a hole. If you jump in it, it's actually like one of those areas, like a secret area, and you get like a power-up or a one-up."
Oh, no.
And I'd go, "Oh, my God." And I'd jump in the hole, and I'd die. And I'd be like, "Oh, sorry. It was a different level. My turn." And I thought this would have been one of those moments. Oh, yeah, you jump in the hole, and you get the wrench, and you use plumbing power.
Yes. One other moment
This is
from
also
this
when
episode.
wait, go ahead.
I was going to say one other moment from this episode that I loved is once they save Princess Toadstool, she says, "How can I thank you?" And Mario says, "I can think of 7 ways." And she goes, "7?" And he starts going, "Yeah, mostaccioli, spaghetti, baked rigatoni," and just like lists pastas and then ends with, "and garlic ice cream."
I'm so glad. That's all I had too. I was like, what? There was a writer's room.
Yes.
How could
Presumably. There's no evidence that there was a writer's room.
Okay, that's true. Someone was up really, really late doing speedballs,
Yes.
black tar heroin, and said, I need an ending here. How could Mario be thanked by the princess? A kiss? No. A mushroom? Something Mario?
Hand job.
Maybe something Italian? No. Maybe 7 Italian meals. And garlic ice cream.
Oh, God.
Okay. That was the end of that episode until we get to the live action and more stupid nonsense about Sergeant Slaughter wanting his machine and how can you fix it and whatever, who cares.
Yeah.
There's a pizza phone, by the way, in this scene. A phone.
Yes. Oh my
is-
God. And by pizza phone, you mean a literal phone that just has pieces of pizza on it.
Thank you. A pizza phone that they're trying to pretend is like made out of pizza, sort of, but N could not have described it better. They took a round pizza, took a rotary phone, placed it on top of it, and that is about it. Placed it on top of it, and then took pieces of pizza, just laid it on top.
And then the pepperonis were supposed to be the buttons.
But they were like falling off.
Yes.
But yeah, there's a pizza phone, there's some weird chanting military style, and then Legend of Zelda scenes.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to know what happens after?
Yes.
Okay, so after the Legend of Zelda scenes, which by the way were the exact ones from the first episode, so I guess this was every single day the show is on, because it says
Yes.
this Friday.
Yes.
They cut back to the live action, and Luigi is with the Sergeant Slaughter guy, and he is being told to do like 500 push-ups. Like he's like 499, 500 as it comes on,
Mm-hmm.
and he gets up, and then Sergeant Slaughter says he has to leave because he's double parked, and his tank is on top of a Subaru or something. Luigi can't open the machine after Sergeant Slaughter leaves because Sergeant Slaughter's satisfied and says, like, load it into my tank. And then Luigi opens the tank, opens the machine, which was a steamer,
Yes.
and Mario was in it for a long time. Can you guess what happens when he opens it?
Does he have like a really, really big hair?
No. When he opens it, is a totally different actor. This actor
Oh, God.
is a little person
Okay.
dressed up like Mario, saying things like, Mamma Mia, oh my gosh, what happened? And Luigi's like, now what are we gonna do, Mario? And I thought, this would have been a great opportunity to play with Mario got hit with a shell and is not Big Mario anymore.
Yeah.
They could have just had him in like a different way, but no. And then we get the swing your arms from side to side, do the Mario dance.
Amazing.
Again.
I can't believe I missed Do the Mario both times.
You know what's so funny about that? For a moment when I first watched the first episode, I thought, oh, it's over when the Zelda thing happened, but I let it play because there was so much time left, and I was like, maybe there's a stupid ending song. And I was like, oh, there's more, and I'm like, I wonder if N, as soon as they saw the Zelda, was like, next!
100%. 100%. I was like, great, it's over. Next one. Oh, man. Okay.
Wow. So that was
I know we
dirty.
I know we talked about there were very few ratings for this.
Yeah.
but
Do you
we
have any
a
trivia?
IMDb
Any other
rating.
trivia from it?
Oh, yes, I do. Okay. Not much. So, as I said, Lou Albano was a WWE Hall of Fame wrestler. And every episode had those live action segments. One funny piece of trivia is eventually, so I think maybe not next episode, but the one after, we're going to do a series called Mario World, which I think was based on the Super Mario TV show.
Yeah, I think so. It's that's the name of it. So I'm guessing, and it looks a little bit updated in graphics and color schemes, but not much.
And at some point, they like repackaged this show with that show and kind of like did it as like a double feature type thing. And they edited out all of the live action stuff, which it's just so funny to me that they were basically like, let's scrap all of that because it's trash.
Yeah, and honestly, well, it is trash. It's really, really bad. And I can deal with corny live action stuff and just be like, okay, that was corny and for kids or whatever, and of the time.
Mm-hmm.
Even for the time, this is really, really bad. And I can only imagine how long those episodes were, because with the songs, with all of it, it's like 17 minutes per episode on average.
Yes.
So without that, what was it, like 8?
Yeah, I really think that the actual animated content was maybe max 12 minutes.
I couldn't imagine, because the songs were long.
Yes, they were very long.
Even the animated one. So anyway, but that's wild.
The only other piece of trivia I have is that, so there are 3 different Mario cartoons. This was one of them. And the actor who plays Bowser / King Koopa is the only actor who was in all 3 of them playing King Koopa.
Oh, I have that name as Harvey Atkin from this one.
Correct, yes.
Interesting. Oh, he was in Meatballs. I saw that movie.
Oh, I never saw Meatballs.
Oh my god, it's been forever, but wow. Anyway.
Oh, wait. Nope. For a minute, I was thinking Attack of the Killer Tomatoes, and then I thought Spaceballs, but neither of those are the movie you're talking about.
Both movies I would love to watch again.
Okay. Also, I realized as we were talking that there is a Legend of Zelda movie coming out, so we're probably going to have to watch that Legend of Zelda cartoon at some point.
Oh, without a doubt. Without a doubt, we'll have to.
Okay, what's the rating that you have for this show?
All right, so no Rotten Tomato meter ratings. They had ones for certain episodes. I wasn't going to look for these particular ones, but IMDb gives it a 6.3 as a series.
That is actually insane to me, because let me just give you some comparisons for other things that were right around that rating. The remake of Sabrina with Harrison Ford, the 2025 Liam Neeson and Pamela Anderson Naked Gun was a 6.4. Mary Shelley's Frankenstein was a 6.3. Let's see. I mean, in all fairness, the remake of Bewitched got a 4.8. Oh, okay. Another 6.3. This is criminal. Another 6.3 is Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead. That's
the original?
Insanity. The original. That's insane that this show has the same rating as Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead.
That is wild.
Anyway, what would you score it?
Yikes. Sorry, I was just like looking up random things about this show because it's just so weird. Wow. Okay. Rabbit hole for later. I would give this show a... I want to be really honest and not terrible, but honest. So, 3.
3? Okay.
Huh?
You're giving it a 3.5?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. I'm going to give it a 1 because it's terribly animated. There's no story. There's no good dialogue, and it's painful to watch. The best thing, I will say, there is one redeeming quality about this show, and it is that it is short.
Okay, wait. You're wild. I will say I'm going to adjust it down to 2.5 instead.
Okay.
Because I do think I'm giving it way too much credit. The one other thing I liked besides the length was, I will say, I the look on my face while I was watching this the whole time, it was a smile of some type most of the time, but it was kind of like that smile you make when you're watching something that you really can't believe.
An incredulous smile.
Yes. It was almost like, someone's like, oh, watch my kid do this thing. And it's not great, but you really like the person.
Yes.
It was like that. And I enjoyed the feeling of watching it. And I laughed at the things. And the songs were so ridiculous that they made me laugh. And I liked the inclusion of all the enemies. All the baddies. That was fun. And I did like that, since it was based on the old Mario sprites, that like Princess Toadstool had her like Daisy-like hair and stuff. And that was kind of cool. So the nostalgia factor brought me back. And I liked the sound effects that they used. It was fun to hear all of the classic game sound effects throughout the cartoon portion, because listeners, they also did the sound effects randomly during the live action, but they never made sense to what they were doing. Like, they'd be walking around and they'd be like, "Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun." Never made sense. So
no,
that's why I get a 2.5, but it is a beast for me, for sure.
yeah, for sure a beast. And I will say, I think that this is the only Mario media that I have seen, period.
Oh, no,
Like,
really?
None of the other cartoons, I don't think I've ever seen them. I've never seen the Mario movie, the Super Mario movie, and I've never seen the Mario Galaxy movie that just came out. So I think everything else from this point on is a new adventure for me.
That is what. Okay, that's really interesting because we're gonna do the next one. We're gonna do is that Super Mario World or whatever it's called cartoon.
Okay.
Which I don't know if I've seen. I have to see, but maybe not. And then the 1993 Super Mario Brothers movie with John Leguizamo.
Oh my God. Okay, I have seen that, but I probably saw it when it came out and blocked it out of my memory because I know it's known as atrocious, but I'm excited.
It's been a very long time for me, but I know as a kid I've seen it multiple times.
Yeah.
So that one I've definitely seen. And the not the newest one, but the other Super Mario Brothers that came out like a few years ago or whatever, that one I saw. So
the one with Chris Pratt, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Unfortunately,
okay, so
animated.
Next week is Super Mario cartoon, and then the 93 movie, and then is it Chris Pratt and Galaxy?
Was it? Was that what it was? I think we got, was it a 5 or a 6 that we had? Oh, no. We have another one. Okay, we have next week is the cartoon, then we have the Japanese dub movie about saving Princess Peach.
Oh, right. Okay.
That one's like an hour long. And then we have the 93 and then the 2 recents.
Okay, great. Okay.
So
but
2
next
more
week
oldies and then 3. Then we get to the 90s and on.
Okay, fantastic. Well, listeners, if you enjoyed listening to this episode, we would be super appreciative if you could please write a review and subscribe and all that kind of stuff because it really helps other people find our show.
That's right. And the other best way for people to find out about our podcast is through Pasta Power.
Yeah.
Or through word of mouth. So tell a friend about us. Talk about us on Reddit. Spread the word.
That's right. Our social media is RebootyPod on Instagram, and you can find us at rebootypod@gmail.com. We love getting emails, so send us one.
And we have a Patreon. It's patreon.com/NandMatt. There's lots of content on there, games and movie reviews for things that might not be reboots.
Yes. And thank you so much for listening to Rebooty and the Beast.
See you next week.
Pasta Power!
Bye.